thank you so much, panel, for that amazing analysis. I mean, looking at the lineups, I know this is going to be a banger. The Beatrix paired up with the Franco for CFU. We've seen it's a sort of similar style with Aurora a while ago with the Kaja and Beatrix, but this time we'll see if you make it work up against a Titan, the champions of the Philippines, Fanatic, Onic. And so far, what can you say? We have another Sicilian here.
We do. Hey, you know what? This could work in their favor, like we saw earlier today with a very long game. But ultimately, too, I'd be a little bit worried if the pickoff potential comes through with that Franco-Beatrix combination.
Yeah. And as we enter the Land of Dawn for match number 7 of day number 2 for the Swiss stage.
Welcome to
You know, the thing is, with the Kaja a while ago from Aurora, it wasn't as active as we wanted it to be, especially if you have a Beatrix up against Harriet right now. So right now, if you're OP, you really have to be proactive. Make those... Look for those pickoffs. Activate CFU Gaming right away. Give Sing the space that he needs. Because yesterday, when we saw CFU Gaming go up against NIP Flash, the moment that they gave Sing his power spike, the moment that they gave him a lot of space, he was able to pop off up against NIP Flash.
Definitely was. I mean, that's at this point with Beatrix, you know, that matchup against the Harith, they're gonna have to make something work here. Brusco, mind you, yesterday I think he had the record. What was it, the fastest first blood at, what, 54 seconds? And this time around, still early pressure. Wanted to take a couple shots, might have taken too many. Won't be able to escape that first blood in the hands of King Kong. Might be looking for more. Detective runs into the wall with the Cyclone Eye. Already a double for King Kong.
And that's not what you want if you're going up against Fnatic on a page. I mean, yesterday they went up against TLID for the fastest game. This Swiss stage, 11 minutes and 11 seconds. And assuming that this game goes to the late game, again, they have Super Friends.
OP. Already burning the flicker, and, you know, you make a good point here. And most people, you know, the worst person to give that early double kill to is obviously a jungler like the Suyo that really performs really well. Even down a couple health bars, they'll still go ahead and check Wadu. Wadu will be forced out, but this is now position where Fnatic on the Philippines can go ahead and start this turtle up. Some of the advantage they've already built themselves.
And you can expect the XP laners to be as active as possible because, you know, Khalid really activated first 5 minutes. He wants to disrupt as much as possible the rotation of the opposing team, give as much information as he can, and that's the same goal of the Hilda, because towards the mid to late game, these two heroes, especially the Hilda, almost becomes non-existent, especially if the turtle will be secured by Fnatic.
It's going to be secured. King Kong gets it. There's the Raging Sandstorm. Won't be able to find a connection, though. They're caught in place, and they actually just back off. Kirk as well didn't expend it that way, the Dragon, so easy cuttings for Fnatic on it. They'll go ahead and just get that turtle.
Okay. Now Fnatic is on a roll, controlling the pace. This is what Gideon has been mentioning. They know they're masters of tempo. They know how to break, they know how to utilize the tempo. And so far, with the 2 kills King Kong has picked up early on, they know what to do.
Yeah.
Brusco, the Bruiser, clearly just zoning out CFU Gaming, again, getting a lot of information for Fnatic, Onic, PH. And this is what you want if you're going up against the Louis. Get as much ground so you can disrupt diversion like this. But okay, OP's gonna miss with his Iron Hook, but it's looking like Super Prince wants to go in.
Super Prince wants to go for Z. There's the Raging Sandstorm. They're gonna be able to pick up the kill this time around for Brusco. Good couple of shots from Super Prince. You know, that's the thing we expect when that Sicilian is there. So Z, even burning the Purify in that exchange. Meanwhile, up top, Kirk will just go ahead and kick Wadu away. He's had enough of that. Kelra he'll actually be able to sidestep that. OP and Zing here both. Malefic Gun now picked up. That's the first priority, but it looks like just gonna go ahead and continue farming up.
Okay, so for CFU Gaming again, if you're gonna have a Kaja, a suppress type of hero, a pick-off type of roamer, like the Kaja or the Franco, you have to be as proactive as possible. You don't want your Iron Hooks to miss. You don't want to use the Flicker for the Bloody Hunt combination just for the sake of that, just to get the pick-off early on at this stage. So OP really needs to step up for his team right now, but Super Friends with the Salmon Claws really being a thorn in the neck of CFU Gaming.
Yeah, and even a part of that, I'm wondering if they'll actually be able to contest this turtle coming up. They're just going to secure these buffs here for Detective. Turtle spawns now. Oh, there's the hook. This might be a lockdown. They're looking for Bloody Hunt too. Taking out Brusco. Good response from CFU.
Diversion?
Diversion gonna be used, get in position. King Kong around the corner, takes the shot, has the information, waiting on the rest of the team. Kirk joins as well, looks for a Wadu, goes in, doesn't use the kick though, and that'll be the turtle for CFU. Able to find something, it does whittle down that gold lead a little bit that FNOP was building up, but they still have work to do.
And that's what we were saying. OP really needs to connect with the Iron Hook. Oh, kick!
There's the kick from Kirk, right into the blades of King Kong, and there's a shot. Z has to be careful, he takes another bad impact. But that's why Kirk, he held on to that Way of the Dragon earlier on.
And Fanatic Onic, again, speaking of tempo, what the panel has been mentioning, normally, if you're going to get a turtle taken away from you, you're just going to disengage, regroup, and think things through. But Fanatic Onic, especially Kirk, wants to go in right away, commits the flicker, Way of the Dragon combination to make sure that they get the trade, despite CFU Gaming getting a kill plus that turtle.
That's kind of what they have to play around here, Ingan. It's really just the hook, and every time OP, he doesn't land it. We've seen this before where Franco, it's kind of, even if you miss the hooks, it's that one hook that can change the course of a game later on, but you also have to stop the game from just scaling out of favor. Diversion going to be used. They send in the whole team through. Looking to crash down. Brusco in trouble again as he's taken out by Z. Super Prince and Kelra still going to be okay, though. 4 members from CFU focusing on the bottom side. They're going to crash down. Kelra in trouble as a double for Z, and now Super Prince in trouble as they pick up another kill. And CFU now taking the momentum just around the corner. King Kong and Kirk waiting patiently, but they don't want anything to do with CFU right there.
They don't want to smoke. They don't want to overcommit up against CFU Gaming. That was a huge play, but Kirk
could be in trouble. Does get away, still has the safety of the turret. Brusco, but look at all the bodies here on the bottom side, and Brusco has to flicker out. The hook is actually going to land, and a good hook. Raging Sandstorm on the defense, and now Kelra joining the fight. Pops the Zaman Force just to cover. And Super Prince will help him out. Good thing Brusco stays alive. They trade the objective as the turtle, the last one of the game, goes to FNOP.
So CFU Gaming was able to secure a turret down bottom, but in exchange they wanted to go for a kill onto Brusco. They did, however, expend his flicker, but the problem was Fanatic Onic was ready for that, and they were 2 steps ahead because they wanted to go for the trade for the turtle instead, and they were successful in doing so. So right now Fanatic still clinging on to that 2.2k gold lead. The thing is, for CFU Gaming, they have a lot of entry points. They have the Iron Hook, they have the Flicker, Bloody Hand, and apart from that, the diversion plays that Z at any given moment can give out.
It's funny because, that's an early winter crown, man, for OP. Has the wrap boots, he's got the speed, and he's got the freeze as well. Look at the play, though, up here. The tier 2 was being worked on the whole time. And now they're going to go take this purple buff away. There's the pull, though. Brusco jumps on in. Kirk's already out. Kelra drops the Zaman Force. King Kong takes the shot on the backside. There's no turret to help them out. They're still taking the brunt of the damage, and they have to back off. As FNOP loses 2. OP with a flicker back after the hook. And there's the shot from Zing. Finally lining it up and takes out King Kong.
CFU shocking Fanatic Onic Philippines with a quick response, a quick diversion play onto their jungle, onto their middle lane, disrupting the plans of Fanatic Onic Philippines. And again, OP stepping up to the plate, connecting with the Iron Hooks, connecting with the Bloody Hunt. And again, going back at the item build, first item Winter Crown. So he's willing to dive in, cast that Flicker, Bloody Hunt, then eventually cast that Winter Crown to evade a potential death. Now CFU Gaming, all eyes are on the mid lane. Brusco pops his conceal as CFU Gaming just really trying to get the upper hand here, providing a lot of vision. But look at Kirk, okay? He's not going to make a play there, but he does have a lot of information, especially coming in to this very first Lord.
Given the information that they need. This is the thing, OP, he's, I don't know, that Winter Crown really helping him out, landing the hooks that he needs to land. And now that the Lord is up, Fnatic actually gets checked into a position where they can't confidently just go ahead and start this up and take it. They really have to respect the fact that CFU has been winning the past few minutes. Yeah, that tier 2 was down in the mid lane, but at what cost at the same time? There it is again. King Kong will avoid that hook. They're going to crash down looking for Wadu, but there's Kirk with the kick right on the mark, and then the Raging Sandstorm in the backside. They're cut off into two. Brusco will heal back up, and Detective gets taken out. A great team fight from FNOP, and now the Lord on their sights for the taking.
Just like that, Fnatic once again back on top, back on full control. Will get an uncontested Lord for the taking. And this is what happens when the Iron Hook is already casted. King Kong was able to evade that. That's why CFU Gaming, they had no initiation during that time. They had no time to diversion out of the play. And Fnatic Onic, they were just on the chase. Brusco, I mean, casting the Raging Sandstorm to make sure that CFU Gaming cannot retreat. And at the same time, Kirk with Jit Kundu Flicker combination to make sure that they get the necessary kills that they need for CFU Gaming to not contest for this Lord anymore. And looking at the goal difference, 8.1k for Keller, clearly having a good time with this Harith. But the problem is Keller's not the main problem. It's going to be Super Prince. Later it's Super Prince now, so CFU Gaming, they really have to go for the backline and make sure to contain Super Prince.
This is insane too. King Kong level 15, the Detectives level 11. I mean, they're going to clear out this Lord just fine, but Kirk goes in with a kick again, away the Dragon, right on the mark on Wadu, taken out in an instance, and that's the overload of damage that this lineup from FNOP gives. They won't get to the base turrets just yet. Looks like CFU will be able to hold on to the shields unless they put the pressure in this mid lane, just try to get the shields down. Not sure if they're able to, they do dodge that hook. So that might be all they get. Still eyes up here on the top side from FNOP to get that tier 2 down.
Okay, so now it's in the hands of Z. OP, I mean, he's been connecting with the Iron Hooks, connecting with the Bloody Hunt, and this time they really need to have a beautiful diversion play. Might be to contest for the second Lord, might be to catch Fnatic Onic Page off guard when they're going to get the purple buff like this potential play.
All right, they're going to be seen, and you know, I think that's what CFU has to do. You know, they've done relatively well throughout the mid to late game transition of this game, but I think now they've got to really rely on the diversion use. They've got to be able to go ahead and maybe pull a surprise on Fnatic Onic Philippines through this, because you're seeing it, just like we got a preview earlier. There's the stat count for Super Prince right now. So you get 207.
Yeah, we just clarified a while ago during the at the backstage at Talent Lounge that there's no cap when it comes to the stacks of the Sicilian. So if this game goes to a really long game, it's gonna be beneficial actually for the side of Fnatic Onic Philippines. But with a 4.5k gold lead, I don't think this they'll even reach the late game with how Fnatic is playing right now, unless we go back to your point. Z performs a phenomenal diversion play, catch Super Prince off guard. Again, it's a suppress Bloody Hunt from OP. And if you manage to get Super Prince or even just Killera, Fnatic Onic can actually force Fnatic Onic to back away and eventually get the Lord for themselves. And look at the item builds. There's a Malefic Gun, see how for Sing. So in terms of damage, physical damage, they're not gonna lack that. They can actually make a potential burst play, especially if OP again catches someone with his Iron Hook.
It's gonna have to. This time around, they're gonna set up around this Lord. There's a concealed Brusco, gives him the information. Wadu again at the front of it all. The Lord's gonna be taken, and CFU tries to take a Detective. Will be able to secure the Lord, but who's gonna win the fight? Wadu in trouble, he goes down. The trade already, the 1 for 2, but Kirk on the hunt, looking for it, flickers in. There's the kick, but the diversion will save him. They get back to base with a crown there, and now FNOP has to clear out the Lord. Good usage, though, to stay alive for CFU. But FNOP, how are they going to play around this? They have 4 members ready to go ahead and push in.
Detective got left behind with that diversion play. He became the sacrificial lamb for CFU Gaming. That's why CFU, they weren't able to utilize the Lord that Fnatic Onic easily bursted down, and now they have to watch out for the range that Super Prince has been showing with the Sanguine Claws, with the Bat's Impact, especially at this point in the game. Already has 200 plus stacks with the Bat's Impact, and it's going to be crucial for CFU Gaming to get the necessary pickoffs that they need. OP once again needs to find the proper target. Super Prince, Killera, King Kong whenever there's a neutral objective like the Lord for the taking. And at this point, Fnatic Onic Philippines, 5k, they're just really waiting for that Lord once again before they end this game. But there's the diversion play. Are they gonna commit though?
Diversion again, right into Brusco's arms, locked down too. but they're gonna fight anyway. Kirk gone out of the picture as well. Super Fritz firing off from the backside. Pops the bats, feast, and the bad impacts are too much to handle. Super Fritz and King Kong will get the wipeout. The two of them will march down the mid lane, and it's way too long for the rest of these death timers to come up. They march in with the minions. The mid turret's gonna go down. They should have enough clear to go ahead and close out the game as King Kong and Super Fritz will cap out this best of one against CFU Gaming.
The Super Family once again reigns supreme. Despite the unexpected diversion play, despite the pickoff onto Brusco, you cannot count out the mechanics, the Sicilian of Super Prince.